The universe is not empty. It is threaded with structure so vast that even light, traveling for billions of years, only begins to trace its outlines. This structure is the cosmic lattice, a web of filaments stretching across the entire observable universe. These filaments are not solid, and they are not made of the glowing stars we can see. Instead, they are composed largely of matter that does not shine. Dark matter, invisible, intangible, yet undeniable. It gathers in long strands, sculpted by gravity into shapes that act as scaffolding for the galaxies themselves. If one could step back far enough to look at the entire universe in a single view, the picture would not be of scattered dots, but of threads and knots. Galaxies line up in strands that curve like rivers of fire. Where several threads meet, the density increases. There, galaxy clusters form. Hundreds, even thousands of galaxies bound together in knots, glowing like lanterns strung along a web. Between these glowing strands lie vast empty regions, voids. These are the silent chambers of the universe, where very few galaxies exist. Each void can span hundreds of millions of light years, larger than any single structure we could imagine on Earth. Yet even the voids are part of the pattern. They give the filaments definition, outlining the threads that surround them. Light and absence together draw the lattice, like ink and paper, each shaping the other. Astronomers have mapped this web using surveys of millions of galaxies. By charting their positions, they revealed the architecture hidden in plain sight. What emerged was astonishing. A universe woven together like a tapestry, with filaments stretching from one horizon to another, connecting structures across unimaginable scales. The discovery changed how we understand everything. For centuries, it was assumed that matter scattered randomly after the Big Bang. But the lattice revealed order. The faint seeds of structure were already present in the earliest ripples of radiation. Over billions of years, gravity magnified those seeds, pulling matter into threads and leaving behind the empty voids. The result was not chaos, but a skeleton, a geometry guiding the formation of everything that followed. In simulations, this lattice resembles a living organism. Filaments twist and branch like roots spreading through soil, or like neurons firing in a vast cosmic brain. Each galaxy, each cluster, is a node in this network. Though separated by light years beyond counting, they are linked by invisible bridges. The comparison to a neural network is more than poetic. The distribution of galaxies in the cosmic web follows mathematical patterns strikingly similar to the wiring of a brain. Both rely on efficiency, connecting many points with the shortest possible paths, balancing density and emptiness, order and freedom. The result is a structure optimized for stability and complexity. This is the essence of the lattice, not only its scale, but its resemblance to patterns repeated throughout nature. The same branching logic that shapes rivers, trees, and veins also emerges in the largest structure ever known. The cosmos, it seems, is not an endless scatter of fragments. It is a design repeated across scales, an architecture that binds the universe together. To traverse one filament would take longer than the age of our species. To cross a void would be to pass through a silence deeper than any ocean. Yet, at the level of imagination, these distances collapse. The lattice becomes a single interconnected whole, like the strands of a web glistening in starlight. Some filaments are thin, only a few million light years wide. Others are massive, braided with multiple streams of matter, glowing faintly in ultraviolet and X-ray as hot gases flow along their length. These streams act like highways, carrying material into the galaxy clusters, where stars ignite and worlds are born. The lattice is not static, it is dynamic. Matter flows along its threads like rivers of energy, feeding the growth of galaxies. The knots at filament intersections, the great galaxy clusters, are among the most massive objects in existence. Each cluster can contain trillions of stars. They burn in silence, drawn together by gravity, shining like jewels where the threads converge. Surrounding them, dark matter forms invisible halos, binding the galaxies in place. In these regions, the hidden skeleton becomes visible through its effects. Light from distant galaxies bends as it passes by, distorted by gravity. This phenomenon, known as gravitational lensing, acts like a fingerprint of the lattice. Astronomers trace the bending of light to reveal the unseen strands. The picture that emerges is both delicate and vast, an interwoven geometry shaping the destiny of galaxies. The lattice also influences time itself. The gravitational wells of clusters slow the passage of light, creating tiny shifts in its color as it escapes. Across billions of years, these shifts accumulate, leaving signatures in the radiation that fills the cosmos. The background glow of the universe, the cosmic microwave background, carries these imprints like ripples frozen into ancient light. And still, the lattice continues to evolve. Filaments draw matter inward, thickening over time. Voids expand, becoming emptier. The geometry sharpens, even as the universe itself grows larger. Billions of years from now, the threads will stretch further, the knots will grow denser, and the hidden skeleton will become more pronounced. The cosmic lattice is not just a background. It is the stage on which every galaxy performs its role. Without it, the universe would be scattered dust. With it, we have structure, connection, and the possibility of complexity. Every star, every planet, every living being exists because the lattice holds the universe together. To gaze upon it is to see a reflection of deeper principles. Order arising from chaos, design emerging from randomness. The cosmic lattice is the silent framework of existence, invisible yet undeniable, stretching across eternity. It is the geometry of the cosmos, written in threads of matter and light, a design both delicate and unending.